Hello and welcome everyone. In today's video, we are going to discuss about our SOP on how we analyze the Amazon product at its launch stage so we can maximize its profitability, or in other words, we can maximize its success rate. My name is Owais Amin and I am CEO of Upskill Valley, an Amazon advertising agency. So in today's video, I'm going to discuss a live example of a product of which we are managing the launch right now. The product launch is around 1 month old now, or I would say around 2 months old while I'm creating this video right now. And I'm going to share our SOP, how we analyze the Amazon product launch, what are the key metrics which we analyze, and how do we decide at a comparatively less budget if this launch is going to work or not. So all this is based upon the simple theory that test your waters first and then jump all in. In other words, there's a good example worth mentioning here from Mike Peckham of Simply Modern, a great guy. He has built a great business on Amazon. So in one of his interviews, he was saying that in old 90s or 80s time, when they were used to be used warships for the war, so the cannonball was an expensive thing to fire, and you are going to fire that cannonball on your competitor's ship, and it may go into the sea without even touching the ship, and that is going to be a wastage of money. So what they used to do was they used to place a bow and arrow on top of the cannon, and they used to fire that or shoot that arrow on the competitor's ship. So it may go right, left, or the tangent, or the angle, or the aim can go maybe a little bit earlier or a little bit after the ship. So what they used to do was they used to do all adjustments on the arrow, and when they see that the arrow is landed right in their opponent's ship, then they used to fire the cannonball, because that was an expensive thing. I guess almost same is what holds true for Amazon product launch. So we all know about the best SOPs and practices of how to launch product on Amazon. That's totally fine. You know the science of product ideation, you know the science of product validation, design development, and then niche validation, etc., etc. You know how to run PPC. That's all good. But what you don't know is in many times how the people are going to respond to your product. Is your product quality good or not? If you're going with a new launch, what is going to be the return rate, what is going to be the conversion rate, what is the cost per order acquisition, which in other words you can say PPC clicks multiplied by cost of click. So that is going to derive your one cost per order acquisition. What is the value for that? So there are different metrics you don't know while jumping into the Amazon product launch stage. So what happens is people usually start maybe with the inventory worth of a full container, or maybe 30, 40, $50,000. And when you launch the product, you analyze maybe you would have if you would have jumped in with a bit of more variations, then that can be turned into a success. Or maybe the price point or your sourcing is comparatively higher as the market is offering right now. Or maybe your product quality is a bit lower and you're getting more return, your return rate is 10%, and that is hindering your ranking, or whatsoever, any other scenario, any tweak, any wrong label placement, any kind of certification. So for all unknown issues and reasons, you can name it, we can put all those at this time. So any of the reason can put all of your big investment of inventory at stake. So what we do at Upskill Valley is even though we aim for a bigger launch, let's say a launch where someone can generate maybe 8 to 10,000 or more than that. Even though we aim that, we always launch our inventory with the amount not more than $8 to $10,000 as the first batch of inventory. So why is it necessary? We do analyze a couple of metrics, because every niche can be different. So that really helps us to increase our success ratio from maybe somewhere between 60-70% to 80-85%, because we do come up with the inventory at a variable level. Like let's say, even if we have to do some tweaks, we have to come up with a better design, or we may need to do put a bit of more effort, or maybe have a check on the supplier's product quality, whatsoever is the scenario, so we can improve on that part and come up with better preparation and do a bang with the launch. So this is what we have been doing since last around 1 year and maybe 3 4 months. And before that, we used to launch with the same methodology like everyone does. Let's say launching the products with maybe 20, 30, 40,000 worth of inventory, and any tweak required can increase your cost to get successful on Amazon platform a bit higher. So let's say even right now you need to do a tweak, maybe your $10,000 is at stake, and after doing some tweak you send the inventory later on again, and your product got successful in the first replenishment or the second batch of inventory. And imagine the other scenario, let's say you have sent the first batch of inventory worth of maybe 40, 50, 60,000, and you need a tweak. So, and all you are doing because you are afraid of the honeymoon period, that's the real scenario. So now you know you need a bit of tweak, but for that you may need to sell off this inventory at first, and the product launch which you could have made successful in maybe 40 50,000, that is going to drag you up to 70 80 90,000. So it gets a direct hit on the product profitability or the product success ratio. So explaining all this part, let's jump onto the scenario. Let me share my screen. So this is the scenario for one of the product launch. So definitely we have hidden the product details, and these are only the stats of the product, and I'm going to discuss some of the points here. So the points which we analyze, let's say after the effort of 4 to 6 weeks, usually not more than 4 weeks, but just to be on the safe side, 4 to 6 weeks of product launch. These are the 5 6 metrics which we analyze to see what is our conversion, what are the possible gaps with which we can identify, basically the gaps, those gaps due to which our conversion is not up to par, and how we can improve those gaps. And once our conversion is as per the standard or maybe better than the competitors, then we can go all in with the advertising, then we can go aggressive with the PPC and put maximum effort to rank and eat the maximum market chunk which we can, staying within our capacity definitely. So the first thing which we check is the conversion. And definitely the conversion graph changes a bit from when you have zero reviews to when you get wine reviews. So we apply for the wine reviews at the very beginning, and those 30 reviews from Amazon Wine is going to be a validation of your product quality. How good is your product quality? Do you need any improvement or any such kind of stuff? So that is a validation of your supplier, or maybe the quality of the product which you have settled for your product. So that is going to be the first thing. And after that, let me kind of zoom it a bit more so you guys can see. This screenshot is taken from the brand metric tab from advertising console, and you can see the data here. That's an amazing tool. Before this, we used to calculate the or estimate the conversion rate from search query performance or these kind of dashboards to analyze what can be the tentative conversion of my brand. But now this value here has a decent accuracy as far as my minimal experience, and I believe we can rely on this part. So here is the overall category metric, and here is the thing which I keep an eye on. Customer conversion rate. So you can see your brand's conversion rate is around 25%, and the category median or the average player in the category does have around 10%, while the category top have 33%. So we always aim for the category top, because that is how we are going to get ranked, and that is how we are going to have an expectation that we can get around up to 40 or maybe 60% organic orders. So that's where we are going to make the real money. So the conversion is an important metric to achieve that part, and the number was not same 24% at the very beginning. We played with the price point, and we came to know what is the real price at which we are getting basically good conversion. We played with the coupon percentage, we played with the main image, and definitely it also had a validation of the add-ons which we did to our product while the production stage. So by doing a couple of little tweaks, our conversion started from maybe 18, 19% and dropped to 13, 40%. Then we did again a bit of testing, A/B testing of the image, etc., of the title, and then our conversion rate settled down to around 24%, which means we are getting conversion on every 4 clicks, which is definitely awesome. So this was the first metric, the conversion, which we checked, and then the second metric was CPC. So if I show you the PPC data here and try to zoom in the screen a bit more. Here is the graph of CPC. So you guys can see here. For example, this is the CPC green line, and the same green line is showing here. Let me zoom it out a bit. Okay, so you can see the CPC here. It started from somewhere between 5.3 to be precise, and then in the month of May, after you can say 6 weeks, it settled down to 3.78. So usually the CPC definitely in 2023, due to all the aggregators back out attitude, we are observing that the CPC are getting settling down or maybe getting lower a bit. But then again, it's important to analyze what is your CPC, because the suggested bid data is not very reliable these days. You see the suggested bid of maybe $1 or $2, and then you come to know that your bid which you are actually getting on your account or on your particular product is $5, $6, $7. So that's a huge difference. So we always test the water. And here you can see we have analyzed, let's say, on 24% conversion. If you assume you are getting one order on 4 clicks, so on 5.3, it was more around $21 cost per order acquisition, or the cost on which you're going to get one order. And if we shrink it down to 3.78, it's going to get somewhere between $15 to $16. So that's a difference of $5. And it happens when your product quality is good, when your price point is good, overall your product offer is good. So this is the second thing which we analyze after 4 to 6 weeks of launch. What is actually our CPC and where the trend is going. So I'm expecting that maybe our CPC gets settled down a bit more, up to 3 or maybe $2.8 after we get ranked. Or maybe after we get a good number of reviews. So this is the second metric which we analyze. And then the third thing is the ranking potential. Definitely, you can't analyze the ranking potential on the main keyword, but and then that again with a limited number of inventory. But what we do here is we do try to pick the design specific keywords. Let's say the main keyword is stress ball. Now on stress ball, you're going to see squishy stress ball, or maybe stress ball for office workers, stress ball for kids, large stress ball, or any such kind of stress ball. So stress ball is always going to have you can say a bit lower conversion as compared to the design specific keyword. What do I mean by design specific keyword? That is let's say your product is squishy stress ball, then squishy stress ball is your design specific keyword, because on this keyword you are not expected to compete against the other type of fidget stress ball, or maybe stress ball for office workers, etc., etc. I have another video for on this topic. You can scroll it down and search for this video in my channel and watch that. But what we do here is we pick up the mid tail keywords or maybe the long tail keywords, and we do analyze the potential for our product to rank on these keywords. Because if we are ranking on this keyword, then there is a good probability, if our design as compared to other designs have a good market depth or have a good potential to rank on the top keywords, then we can. And we are not supposed to spend maybe on inventory of for, like, you can say 20, $30,000 to get to that conclusion. We can go with the limited number of inventory. We can pick up mid-tail very design specific keywords and see the ranking potential. So if I share the stats with you, you can see the PPC to organic order ratio. So it was 63 PPC orders, the percentage, and 36 organic, and then it came down to 70 and 30. So the PPC orders were again more, 70, and the organic orders were 27, 30. And then again it was same, and then eventually when we hit the ranking part, our PPC order got 60% and organic orders got around 42%. So at this stage it is more around same, because we are testing with a limited inventory. So the number of units may vary, but we are specifying the ranks we are getting on a particular keyword, and we are observing what is the number of organic order we are getting and what is the number of PPC order which we are getting. So this particular ratio is kind of a validation that yes, our design is worth purchasing for the customers, and yes, we do have a good PPC to organic order ratio. What does it mean? It means we our product is kind of validated, and we can expect a good number of organic orders once we get ranked. So it's kind of worth investing in the ranking part. That's the validation for this stage. So the fourth the point after this is we test the price point. Definitely you plan and come up with a price point that this is the price where we can sell good number of units in the market. But then again, we test it out and we see no, we are not getting desired conversion. And what about we play with the price, decreasing the price a bit more, or maybe playing with the price by increasing with it, and just checking out how the conversion trend is going. So we test out the water here from the price perspective. This is the fourth point which we do. The fifth point, which I kind of already mentioned, just mentioning it again, is the product quality validation, which we do by wine reviews. And then the last point is the return rate. If our product is fine, or let's say some subcategories or niches have a awkward return behavior. For example, we all know in the baby category, you get around 10% return rate, so that is higher. And then there are some categories for in home and kitchen as well, some subcategories particularly, which also has a higher return rate due to some intrinsic defect in the product. And most of the time you get to know about this after launching the product. So I'm kind of telling you after having a good experience of multiple product launches. But yes, this does happen, and testing out the water does help out if you are playing with a limited budget and trying to be more cautious regarding the Amazon product launch perspective. So, what do we have after analyzing all these basic points? We have the number one, the unit economics of our product. Like, what is the suitable selling price after testing it, not based on assumptions or based upon the data analysis. What is the best price to launch in the market? Then the landing cost, then the advertising cost, what are the FBA, etc., such kind of charges. So we do have the unit economics of a product. And then much more important than this point, the point number two, we do have the pattern or the trend where the simple components of this unit economics are moving. So let me just explain these 2 points again with the example. Let's say after analyzing this point, we can add apologies for that, I haven't added the advertising cost here. We can add definitely that here as well. But what we do have here is, let's say, what is the actual selling price, is my product good? And then the biggest thing is what is going to be my cost per order acquisition, my CPA, or in other words, my CPC multiplied by number of clicks I need to get an order. So that kind of advertising cost. So we do have that as well, and then we can analyze what are actually the unit economics and where the trend is moving for the advertising part. So we do realize if it is towards the increasing pattern or if it is towards the decreasing pattern. So what we mean by decreasing pattern, if my CPC is getting lower, if my product is rankable, so definitely when it gets ranked, you're going to get 50% organic orders. And let's say at the initial month you were getting 50 PPC orders or totally advertising orders, and let's say your cost of advertising was maybe $20 per order. But then after putting effort on ranking, you started getting 100 orders, so 50 per PPC, 50 per organic. Now your cost per order acquisition should not be calculated on only PPC orders, because it should be calculated on your total orders, because getting ranked organically does have a direct contribution from the PPC part. So now your cost per order acquisition would be slashed down to half, and it's going to be $10. And definitely the remaining $10 is going to be added to your profit. So that's the sciences. We also analyze the trend where the advertising cost is going. This is something which we get after testing out the product, along with testing the product quality, testing the market depth, testing the customer behavior, the return rate, etc., etc. So this was the price breakdown. We were expecting it to launch at 49.99, but then we realized the product is responding much better at 44.99. And we were kind of playing with the unit economics. Okay, this is the referral fee. This is how we can play with the FBA fee tiers and shrink down our FBA fee here. This is the Amazon storage cost. This is the landing cost. And then this is the advertising cost, etc. So how we are supposed to make money here? So we did put effort in the resourcing. This was the details. And when we first launched the product, then we realized, no, this is going to only make us a very shrink margin. Then we put some effort on the resourcing. Like let's say the exports were reduced, and then the shipping, the landing cost, etc. So after taxes, it was 16.71. So here, if I put 16.71, then my gross profit value is around 14.99. Now, just to do a simple math here, like I told you guys, we are getting one order on every 4 clicks, and on average, the CPC is around 3.7. So it is 3.7 multiplied by 4. So it's going to be the 14.8 is going to be the order acquisition cost. If we get 100% PPC orders, but then again we observe that we are getting around 40 to 50% organic orders. When we add that part, so our advertising cost is going to be slashed down to half, maybe 7 or 8, and the remaining $7 or $8 is how we are going to make profit per unit. So this kind of shows us a path, a trend that yes, this product does have a potential to get successful as per our mental capabilities or as per our experience of the Amazon platform. So then we go all in with the advertising effort, and then with the full inventory, and try to make this product successful with whatever it takes. So this is kind of a process, you can say, raw kind of SOP to analyze the product at the launch stage, kind of test out the conversion, see how we can optimize it to its best level, and then go all in. Definitely optimize the conversion to the best level, check out the unit economics, have a clarity how we are going to make money in the product, and then go all in. So this is something which we do. I thought to share it with you guys. I hope you find it valuable, and see you soon with the next video. Till then, goodbye.